Hey, what's up, guys? I thought you guys might want some 90s music at the beginning. My name is Raghu Adibatla, and this is Talking Funny. What's up, guys? My name is Raghu Adibatla. You're listening and watching to Talking Funny. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody out there. I got my Drunk Lives Matter t-shirt because they matter, especially on a day like today. Got my Guinness. Who else out there is got their beverage of choice to celebrate being Irish? I'm Indian, but I could be Irish. But hey, it's Talking Funny. My guest tonight is Danette Mark. I met Danette many years ago. We did many shows together because she produced a lot of shows. I was on her shows. I did shows with her. She is an absolutely wonderful human being, and she's got this really cool style comedy. She's a storyteller. Let's bring her on because we want to hear more from her. Enough about me, more from her. Here we go, Danette.
Hi, Raghu.
How are you?
Good. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yes, I'm so glad you're on. I really wanted you on the show. And I know we've been doing comedy together for a long time. You produced a lot of really cool shows. You got a podcast. We're going to talk about all that. But first, I want to take you back to when you started comedy. Can you walk us through why you made that crazy decision?
Decision. I don't know.
Decision, right?
You decide. Comedy calls you.
All right.
Like that? I feel like comedy is a calling, and
that's true.
The first time I wanted to do comedy when I was 4, and I was
4 years old.
I was 4 years old. I told a joke at the table.
Okay.
My dad. I was being funny, like just being silly. And I think my joke was, I'm so tired, I can sleep on my napkin. And my dad,
that's a very cute joke.
Yeah. And my dad goes, that's hilarious. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah. And I was like, oh, funny, and yay. And then
yes,
that was my first. But honestly, to be honest, I've always wanted to do comedy. I used to get home early from school to watch Comic Strip Live. Do you remember that? Are you about my age?
I don't Comic Strip Live. Vaguely remember it.
It was on like channel like Fox or 32, one of those like local channel 9 or something. And I would get home from school and I was like, I couldn't wait to watch it. Those are old comedians like Diane Ford and really Rita Rutner and like
Right.
I was looking at the female comedians because I go, oh, look, representation, Like,
right. Oh, of course. Yeah.
Be a comedian too, because other women are.
Yeah.
And then, I remember telling my brother, I was like, I want to be a comedian. And he's like, you can't do that. It's the hardest form of communication. I'm like, okay. I wasn't encouraged. But then I was going to take classes at Second City when I was 20. But then I decided to go in the Army instead and then get my college degree. So then, but then I ultimately decided to get into comedy when I was like 34. I really started then, like doing it, like actually writing. I went to Second City, took a year of classes,
Yeah.
And then I started writing like really bad jokes, but and then
that's how we all start, don't we? You started. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. What was that?
I said, I always wanted to do it. I think I can't imagine. Like, I think I was always hiding it from everybody because I knew that people would think it's unrealistic. So I kind of kept myself away from it because I think people discouraged me from getting into following my dreams. So that's it.
Oh man, I started around the same time. The same age. Yeah. And you know, it's never too late to start. I mean, you know, you got to get in, you know, if you want to do it, you do it, you know. So you did comedy, you're doing shows, and then when did you start producing shows?
Let's see. Right when I went to New York for like, I started in 2013.
Okay.
2014, I went to New York and learned a lot. Then came
Okay.
back to Chicago. And then I started producing shows shortly after. So probably 2 years into comedy, I started producing because I wanted to have a space
Okay.
to perform and practice.
Okay.
I
Right,
think
right.
the first show was called Ain't Joking with You, which is really stupid, right?
That's the one that
Yeah,
yes, I was on there. There was another comic helping you out hosting, and I remember that showcase. You had like 2 or 3 comics and then the headliner, and yeah, I loved it. I loved it because it was like you showcased like it was like maybe like 2 or 3 comics, I think, right? And then it was like it was awesome.
There might have been more. I mean, I think I first started it, I started at the Cat Club.
Okay.
And that was a small little dive bar, which I cut my teeth in. Like that was the bar where I learned how to tell jokes to a crowd who didn't want me. And then I learned how to say in the makeshift rooms.
Right, definitely.
The makeshift room. I felt bad because other comedians, it was hard for everyone to get the bar's attention. But they were used to me, and I used to tell jokes long. I think I started telling jokes before I went to New York. Then I came back. And I was singing like these like parody type songs, and they let me get on and start producing shows there.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. And then, so I think the first show I had like 12 comedians on it or something. It was like a long a showcase with 12 comedians. It was like 2 hours long.
That's
and
awesome.
I wanted to give everybody the opportunity. I kind of want to give everyone I can. I want to give everybody a space. It was like an open mic, sort of. But then then I started bringing it down to like 6 or 7 comedians, like a showcase would be.
Right. Okay.
And have a headliner, and only paid the headliner then.
Right. Okay.
That was fun. And then I moved it to Abramdale, and then I got out of it for a while. And then I went and I produced a bunch of like independent shows, like for holidays and things. And then I produced the one I had Monday nights, like the Cobblestone.
That's the one that's the one I was thinking of. The one, yes.
It was called Manic Mondays, and I changed it to Comedy at the Cobble.
Yeah, that's the one. I remember. And then I did a few of your shows, and you always ran it really great, and you always did the tip, bucket and all that, which was awesome. You know that you did what you could. It was awesome, and and you're very generous. I always thought of you as a very generous, giving comic, and then you give back with your humor. Your style is amazing. It's like a storytelling, but you crack us up. Oh my God. Like, guys, go see Danette when she has a show. You will just laugh your ass off at her. Like, it's amazing. When you started comedy, were you always was that the kind of style you started with, or was it something that kind of grew into?
I kind of started just sort of telling stories, but kind of jokes. I think I kind of did like a lot of dirty one-liner jokes and stuff, or just short bits, like maybe like three. Like I do like set up like 2 jokes in one bit or something, really small bit. And then as you get more, then you start growing the storytelling, and you kind of punch up the stories. I have a bunch of storytelling ones I played with, and then now I kind of just now I'm doing storytelling, like short stories more, and then situations, or like just bits about what I'm living, my life. So my kids will talk to me. So it's really kind of like talking about my life really now, because my kids are getting older. I have teenage sons, and I know you have 2 kids, right? Little ones.
Yeah. I have 2 little kids, 3 and 8.
Yeah.
So and they were really little when I started. When I was doing your shows and stuff. So I had all the baby jokes, all the that was when we only had our daughter. I think when I was starting out and doing comedy, and so what's your process? What's your writing process? How do you come up with stuff?
Now I just sit down and write every day, and I don't know. I just kind of free write when I want to talk about, I guess right now I just recently changed my process because I used to I took a little break from the pandemic. I didn't write anything. And now that I'm back into comedy, I just really want to write until I find what I want to say. So I write a lot, right? And I have a lot of jokes at work. I've already tested, I just test them right away online, or I test them. Usually most of my jokes work decently. So I don't know. I just got to find a place to put them all and build the act. But for right now, I just been writing my true feelings, like my worldview has been coming out and my life stories.
Okay.
And so my worldview is kind of different because I'm a free spirit. So I'm trying to find a way to present it.
Yeah, definitely.
Free spirit, people are like, what is she talking about? I have belief system. Like, don't you have a belief system? Like, no. I mean, I don't adhere to them. I don't adhere to. I go, I'm a free spirit. I go, I like that belief. Let me try that one. Nah.
Right.
Let me try another. Nah. Everyone's like, how do you do that? I just don't, because I used to marry beliefs. I was miserable. So I never really did marry beliefs. Really, I guess I kind of feel like I evolve all the time. So my writing evolves, my work evolves, my jokes evolve. So I got to keep moving, and then eventually I'll land on something that'll be more permanent, and I can commit to it. But lately, I've been writing jokes, just about like my kids, because that's what I live.
Right.
My kids, my life, and then I talk about the world and humanity a little bit. I'm writing about, and then I'm also kind of writing about right now. I went to visit my aunt in Florida, and I'm kind of writing this. You know how when people want to be in your comedy.
Yeah.
They're like, you have a family member that goes, oh, can you write me into your jokes? Can you tell this joke? And then they try to tell you what joke they want you to do. So my aunt's her and I were walking on the beach together. I was just there in Naples last week. Yeah. And we were walking on the beach. We saw the shell in the sand. She goes, oh my God, that looks like a penis. You got to put that in your act. And I told you, this shell looks like a penis. And I'm like, it looks like a mushroom to me. And so
I can see that. I can see that. Some mushrooms are
write it in how. So I'm trying to get away from dirty comedy. Here my aunt's going, penis shells. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. But the joke is, but I kind of want to bring it into a bit where I talk about how my friends want to be written into my work. Like, oh, will you write me? My one friend's like, can you tell jokes about me? I'm like, but you're like a 27-year-old virgin. I'm gonna rip you to shreds. I can't talk about you because I'll embarrass you. Because we tell the truth, right? They don't know that comedy's about telling those dark truths, all those truths that no one wants to talk about. Right. And if I would tell the truth about my aunt, like her real life, she wouldn't like that. So I go, no, I'll just do the penis shell. That's fine.
Right. Because a lot of people think a lot of comedy is you draw it from your life, but people think sometimes you probably make stuff up, or you just, you exaggerate here and there, but that's not always the case. Some of them, because I'm like you, a lot of comics draw from their life, and they're funny situations. They're situations that will work on stage. You're not going to tell them about everything about your day to day, but you're going to pick and choose. And those are the ones that, you find humor in, and it can be miserable and it can be wonderful, whatever, But of course, the miserable, that's where all the fun stuff is sometimes.
You struggle. If I were struggle, I would say, if I were writing about the character struggle, oh, my friend, he's a virgin. How miserable must he be?
You don't hear anybody out there going, oh, I'm so rich that.
Yeah, he's so horny, he's probably going to explode. He's hitting on me. I'm 45. So he's 27. No, sir, no.
So I wanted to ask you also. You mentioned that you do get deep, or you take it from deep thoughts, and you put a lot of content out there. I know that, and you do a lot of live videos, which are really cool, where you talk about life and you talk about what came up. What brought you to do that, the live videos? They're pretty cool. A lot of them very thought provoking, and tell us about that.
It's a way for me to share my deeper side. I'm a very deep thinker and a very fast processor.
Yeah.
I come up with all these ideas all the time. I want to share what I'm feeling and thinking often.
Right.
I guess it's because I'm always alone. Well, I have my 3 cats and my 2 kids, but we're busy. We're busy. Right. So then I want to share. I like talking to people, and I like sharing what I'm thinking and feeling. And sometimes I think it's something that might be useful. My cat's going to jump. Don't jump.
Your cat's going to jump, and my 3-year-old just walking in the room. So we got a lot going on.
Oh my God. The cat goes like this, and they're getting ready to jump. No. No, but I guess thanks
Oh
for asking about
man.
that because I do a podcast which it's called Danette Marks You Get It. It's my third podcast. I tried them before.
Oh wait, hang on one
Sure.
second, Danette. I gotta peel an orange. This is like the
Go
dad
ahead.
duty. You want to say hi since you're
Say hi.
here
What's his
already and
name?
you're here in the world. This is Zion.
Hi, Zion. How are you? Aren't you cute?
How old are you?
Three. He's
Why are
lip
you
reading
being
his
shy? You can just say
guy.
you're 3. But all right, we're gonna guys. This is I love it, Danette. Like whenever we do shows, something always cool happens, and I'm gonna be peeling an orange while talking to you.
Sure, man. I mean, I get it.
So no, it's so cool. It's so cool. Your live videos, like I've listened to a lot of them, and I know like a lot of your material come from that as well. When you're just talking and you're talking to everybody.
So I used to go on and do like late night, like all kinds of shows like that, like just talk hours, hours. But I think it was more so as like pontificating, I was just kind of coming up, just kind of grinding at stuff. But now I kind of come on, I do live videos just to promote my podcast, to talk about it. And then, because I'm not ever done. I feel like I always want to say something more. And if I don't have it in my podcast, I'll continue it in my video as I'm advertising it.
Right.
But I like to come on. I like to do because I want people to know I'm doing it. And I think if you do a live video, they're going to see, I've been getting more listens because I'm doing the live videos to promote it.
Oh, that's so
and it's like
smart.
I've been seeing that. Well, if I get like 50 listens, like for me, I'm like, that's great. Cause
that's awesome.
I got 50 listens to and that's only on SoundCloud. So who knows what I get on Spotify. So it makes me happy that people are actually listening to it and like it.
Right, exactly. So it's like
we need to, because when we're doing our work, we want people to hear it. Like my podcast is deep; it's like a stream of consciousness. So I get on there and start talking, and I get on this like stream where I kind of weave everything in, whatever comes to mind. I'm thinking of one theme, and then I weave it in and out with my life stories. I like doing that. I think it's fun. I can't imagine doing a structured podcast where I have to do like topics. I mean, I do try to adhere to a topic. But a lot of times I take people around, I forget to finish it, but it's so fun. It's fun. I like doing it.
Yeah.
Mommy isn't here.
Oh, okay. I gotta this guy. All right, now I'm gonna perform another feat. Cutting an orange with no utensil at all.
Ooh.
Guys, don't try this at home. Don't try this at home, Danette. Here you go. Look, you're gonna be able to eat this. All right. You just kind of bite it off and this is what you got to do, okay? Just take this. We'll wrap it up. Here, don't drop it. Just hold it.
No.
What? Sorry, Danette.
No worries. I'm just hanging.
Here, hold out your hands like this. All right, fine. You just eat orange, okay? All right, so cool. I need to do that more live videos. The thing with me is I don't know. It's weird. Like I always feel like. I don't know why. I feel like, oh my God, like what am I gonna say? Like, that I'm not prepared to say. Like, I don't have show lists in front of me. I don't have anything in front of me. And I'm like, can you give a suggestion up to how to really do like how often do you put it out and how often do you kind of put out the content? And for anybody that like me that would want to do more of that.
Well, I just do Facebook Lives. I think it's practice. Okay. You just have to do it, right?
Okay.
At first it's going to be awkward. I might start doing those videos in like 2014. I post videos. I erased them all because a lot of them were too personal. I was kind of using Facebook as like my personal journal. And I was trying to reach certain people and talk to them because I couldn't talk to them in person. So I just tried to send messages out like that. And I said, no more than that. Like, stop it. Like I was just like obsessed with like communicating my feelings about everything. Because I was like, I guess, to be honest, like a trauma survivor, didn't know I needed therapy. So it's kind of Facebook and therapy, and to be honest. And now I'm in therapy, so I don't use it as therapy anymore. I get erased all the therapy. But it was great practice, though. I just got to tell you, just do it. Like, do it. Like, tag some of your friends in it. Talk about stuff you're doing in comedy. Maybe tell a couple jokes if you're make it to break the ice. Maybe try some of your new material without telling people you're trying it. Like some of the topics that you want to talk about, something you're really interested in talking about, something you're passionate about. Because if you're passionate about something, you're going to want to go on a little bit. And then if people are listening and they're interested and they engage you, even better. So I guess
Right,
the
right.
practice is just to do it and just do short ones at first. Just talk about what you like, and then you'll get. I like it because I'm not. Again, I don't care what people think about me. Like I'll put
Right,
it out
right,
there, like
exactly.
because I know the biggest scare I think for new people doing those videos is you're afraid people are going to judge you. They're going to
Right,
make fun of
right.
you, talk behind your back. I mean, I couldn't even tell you how many people have. More people watched my videos than I knew. Like,
That, yeah,
they're like, "What
that
your video?" Like, what? Like,
would have closed his door.
oh, sure, you got the kid. So you're babysitting. You're home without your wife, huh?
She stepped out for a second and
She
came
stepped
back,
out.
but he found his opportunity to come in here and
That's okay. He
be
was so
part of the
cute.
show. No, it's all good. It happens. No, that's so great. And yeah, that's the thing. You have to be able to talk about yourself and about, whatever you want to, whatever your topic is, just to be able to, because you're live, you're just out there. But that's great. And I'm glad so you have a podcast. Let's talk about that. When did you start it? What's it about?
Okay, so this is my third podcast. It's called Danette Marks You Get It. And basically, it's a stream of consciousness I like to talk about deep things. And I'm a comedian who's now it's kind of hard to be a spiritual person and a comedian because a lot of comedians typically are more logical, they're like, there's some spiritual, like religious comedians, like Jim Gaffigan, he's like Catholic, but I'm like more like spiritual. I talk about deep concepts about humanity, and I want to share because I can't do that in comedy. I can put a little bit in there, but it's not doesn't translate well.
Right, exactly.
Unless I tell stories that involve humanity. That's how you communicate with comedy. I learned is by being yourself, telling your stories, and then humanity comes out behind the story. You don't have to explain it, right? But when I'm in a podcast, I can pontificate. I can talk about. I like to talk about books I'm reading. I like spiritual comedians like Russell Brand. I know he's a British, you know him? British
Russell
comedian.
Brand, yeah, of course.
Beautiful, and he's very deep, and he's teaching me things. So I share his stuff. He's got a lot of great interviews with great people, and so I just kind of share out some of the stuff I learned from him. Philosophers, Alan Watts, and I like Eckhart Tolle, like spiritual stuff. But or I talk about my life, or I talk about. I think I did a lot of the episodes on this podcast I have now were about my love life because I was trying to write about my love life.
Okay.
I'm no longer going to write about my love life because I don't have one. So I just kind of made that decision today at my podcast when I was recording it. And I have a new episode 11 called Staying Put, where I'm staying focused now and I'm telling people about it's kind of helps. Okay, I just do all kinds. This one is last time was for personal growth. People who are doing personal growth stuff, I share stuff with them. This one was for comedians and artists. I'm reading a book called The Practice by Seth Godin.
Okay.
And Godin, I think his name is. And it's just about how to get your art out there. Because I feel like I'm an artist, right? A lot of comedians will be like, oh, it's just a craft or it's just entertainment. But for me, I feel like as a comedian, I'm an entertainer and an artist at the same time.
Okay.
So I mean, sometimes we have to entertain, right? Sometimes we are in a bar where we have to entertain. People just want to laugh. They don't want to hear anything too profound or deeper. But sometimes we're performing where we can do some of our perspective in our work. And then that's where the artistry comes out. Your perspective, your take on the world. And I think what makes comedy good is eventually we'll develop what they call a persona. And then our character is involved. We have a kind of a stage character. And all of our work, all of our jokes should be consistent with that theme of our character. That's how this is how you're going to get good at comedy. That's how you're going to be able to survive.
Yeah.
As an artist, if you have a persona and a theme, people will follow you. They have to kind of grow to like your stage persona, right?
Right.
My stage persona, what's yours? Is yours more I think you're more exaggerated. I can't remember.
Mine, I don't know. Mine's more of just really pretty simple. Just if I think it's funny, it's funny. If I think, but I just have to make it funny for, who I'm doing the comedy for. So it's, I don't know. It's, I just thought, the more observational, it's so easy to make jokes about marriage and kids. And that's what I have. That's what I have around me. That's what I draw from, and then I'm my parents. And so it's pretty much, but I like what you said about you think of it as an art, because I think when you think of it in that way, it's more natural when you're putting yourself out there and you're going from that mindset, It's more of like where you're saying you be the character, or you're putting yourself in, from your life in an art perspective. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I think
Yeah.
that comes naturally for you like that.
Well, I think it's becoming that way. It's kind of on my journey with comedy. I think I was just more sexual entertainer at first.
All right.
Didn't have a persona. I just started playing with different themes, kind of like we all do, right? And then, and my persona, I have no idea what my persona is going to be, but I kind of feel like when I started writing my worldview, I am kind of a spiritual person, so I'm sure it's going to be kind of more self-deprecating, because I kind of make fun of myself for liking what I like. I got to make fun of myself for being this like hippie, because I am very like caring. It's kind of hard. Like, but then, I guess I think I call it an art because I feel like I am coming up with perspective. Okay. Worldview. And that's like about me showing what I feel about the world through my humor. Right. So that's coming up for me. I don't know. It's developing right now. That's why I'm saying I'm staying put. I'm going to let this kind of like, get into it a little more. Yeah. Kind of, like art as a practice, which means, just write whatever I want and be free about it. And then when I start feeling like what I really want, because I was telling you what we're passionate about, what we could talk about forever, whether it be on videos or on stage. If we don't have a passion for what we're saying, we're gonna get bored of it. Right, exactly. I would do jokes on my hair, stupid jokes, like, because people like them. They like those, oh, your hair, simple little things, observation about how people think about my haircut, or I say my haircut's short, whatever. Because no one liked my hair short. I know they don't, because every time I get it cut short, they're like, oh my God, you got your hair cut. Why? Why? You look older now. What are you doing?
When is your podcast?
Oh, I just do it once a week. I post it on Facebook, so it's probably like I put it out. It's not live. I record it and I pre-record it and I put it out. It's unedited. That's cool. I don't edit it. Yeah. So it's on SoundCloud and Spotify, and share it out on Facebook. I do one episode a week. I'm on my 11th episode, so I've been doing it for 11 weeks. Nice. I had two previous podcasts. One was called Authenticity, and that was basically me trying to be authentic and raw. It didn't work because no one wants you to be your raw self. They don't want you to just be like dumping your raw. So I tried it though, and it was okay. I got some views. Then I did Easy for Me to Say was my second one, where I did it during the pandemic. Okay. And I was just talking about all my experiences with abuse. And I was kind of in a condemnation state. So I was kind of condemning abusers. I was studying psychopathy. I was studying narcissism. And I was talking about it so much. I was obsessed. So it sounded like I had some stories. I would talk about some spiritual stuff. It was okay. But I took it down because it was too personal. I don't want that much personal stuff. So now then I started again. My third podcast was Danette Marks, You Get It, which means, I think it's for people who kind of get that we make our own destiny. Okay. People want to hear or be reminded or reinforced in their belief that they have control of their own destiny by your choices, by your self-awareness. So my whole podcast is about playing and diving a little deeper than, say, the average conversation. Right. So I'm talking out loud to everyone about deep level topics and humanity, because I really think it's important to be out there. I want to talk about what I think is, there's so many different podcasts about this and that, and this, ghost stories, relationships, humor, dating, whatever. I just want to do it about just real, raw, spiritual, more like deep level personal growth experiences, people who encourage unity. I want to encourage unity and oneness. And because I'm so tired of all the division we have going on right now. Yeah. All the things. So I just want to put out something that's not about being divided. It's about coming together in a human state. So that's really kind of where I'm coming from. We'll see where it develops to. But right now I'm really enjoying it because I'm more healed as a person. So I'm not condemning anyone anymore. I'm not complaining. I'm just showing up and having fun,
Well, I wish you all the best in that. And because I want you to keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting it out there. Did comedy bring all this up, like about thinking about life, humanity, and when you or were you always very deep thinking, but just now you're bringing it into a more,
bringing it out there for people?
Like,
I always wanted to bring it out there for people, right? I always wanted, but I didn't know how to do it. So, but I think what happened with me, and I explained it in my new podcast, is I used to be an atheist, okay? I was an atheist probably from age 13 all the way until about, I'd say 30 something. I was really atheist. I just was not, I was trying to find, I knew there was something inside I wanted to find, but religion wasn't going to help me find it.
Okay.
So I was Catholic growing up, and then I left my religion because I said, this is all bullshit. Because I was thinking along the lines of very logical, like, oh, religion is just, the primitive form of government, and it doesn't mean anything. And I thought about because I was thinking about the dogma, the religious, the whole doctrine, all the written rules, and not the spirituality to it. I never really knew about the spirituality of religion. I wasn't taught that spirituality was important. Because I was a Catholic, the Father, the Son, the Trinity, Holy Spirit. Yeah. Okay. And the Holy Spirit was the part that I didn't really get. I mean, the Father and the Son, we were of course instilled with that, patriarchal God and such. And so I just kind of got turned off. And plus I also had that feeling, well, if there's a God, why are things going on in the world that are so bad, blah, blah, blah. Right. But then I kind of met this, I have like a soul, I call her a soul friend. It's kind of crazy. Okay. But a soulmate I kind of met, and I've known her for like 20 years. She's like a musician. And I'm like I just go see her all the time and learn from her. Yeah. It was like an informal mentor soul friendship or something. I didn't understand it. But then as I moved along, I talk about my episode 4 in my podcast. It's called No Mask, where I just take the mask off and say, here's my real experience. Here's what happened. I met this woman. She taught me how to be spiritual. Now I'm spiritual, and I'm grateful for that because I like spirituality because it softens me. And so now it's part of my life. So now as a comedian, it's really part of me. I'm really practicing, not really practicing, but I'm really connecting to the whole. And I really do believe in a spiritual God, or God in a spiritual sense. So now I'm like, well, I got to put that in my life because it's true. It's what I feel. I can't hold or hide that. But I'm not going to talk about it try to promote my beliefs or my belief system. But I have to incorporate that into my comedy because it's part of who I am and part of my belief system. So it's part of my perspective. Right. Because the world is that we're all one. We all really one. My perspective is, which it is, I see the world as we're all one. We just aren't feeling connected. We don't know we're connected, but we're connected. And that's the game I'm playing in life now. Like, I'm talking to people for different views. I'm like, that's where my jokes are coming now. Like, oh, this person's totally opposite of me and my views. But yet I still like talking to them. I see the human in them. Yeah. And we start talking about the beliefs, and I talk about that struggle we all have when someone has an opposing belief. It's like, what are I going to do now? And then truth about that feeling that comes up, and trying to dig a little deeper in myself and say, what am I feeling when that's happening? And that would be fun because we all feel that.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I can get funny out of that somehow, I can start extracting. Right. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of living life, and I'm living the practice instead of just talking spirituality. I'm actually living it. I'm actually being kind to other people. You know how I am. I've always been kind to other comedians.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Always being better as kind. But that's who I am my whole life, with my kids too, with everyone. Yeah. So it's kind of like, okay, I have to show that's the truth about me. So what's my struggle? People think I'm a little bitch, a weak woman, because I'm too nice. I'm not weak. Right. I'm far from it. Exactly. So I have to express, that's my anger. So that's my struggle. So I have to go, well, I'm spiritual. People think I'm weak. I'm not. So that's all I'm writing now. It's all coming out for my, because I'm tired. I'm not really tired of it. I guess as more spiritual I get, the more compassionate I grow, and the less angry I grow. So my comedy has to be more like just goofy in the struggle. I don't know. You'll see. We're growing, right? We're growing. We're artists.
Well, of course, we are. And I think that's so great that you bring out humor in like the most deepest things and the most prolific things of the spirituality, and you bring it out in your show and in your jokes, and that is an art. That right there is an art to be able to do that.
It's fun. Thank you. I want to say that too, because you remember that joke I used to have? I used to try too hard. I used to be like, I like Eckhart Tolle, the power of now. I just make fun of myself. Yes. Or I'd make fun of manifestation, like. You pretend like you're having, it's like when you're trying to manifest something, you have to ignore all the physical signs that doesn't exist, and then believe you already have it. And I'm like, but then I wake up in my bed, my cat's on my chest, and I'm crying, like, I don't have a lover. Like, so like all those jokes, like making fun of manifestation. That's where I was in my spiritual growth. And then I had other jokes like, I'm spiritual sexual. One minute I post, I want to kiss, I want to lick your asshole. The next minute I'm like, God is good. Like, that's sort of like.
There's the other Danette.
I'm on the phone. I'm like, I'm so appalled and I'm so gross, but I'm so loving. What's going on? I have these two people. can I be them at the same time? And the only place I can really be them at the same time is on stage, because it's a con where I'm like, I'm spiritual and no one takes me seriously because I'm sexual. But now I'm not even sexual anymore. So I'm getting out of that because I'm more spiritual. I'm leaving my sexual stuff behind and bringing more of a love-based relationship idea instead of a sexual-based relationship idea. Because now I'm thinking, I want to be in love with somebody. So I'm going to stand on stage. I'm like, I just want to be in love, so in love. Now, I'm who I like women. My sexuality also, my bits of my sexuality have changed. I went from lesbian to now I'm omnisexual because I do experience, because sexuality, I believe, is ever present in you. I kind of do believe it. My spirituality is changing my jokes. It's so funny.
Great.
And it keeps evolving, faster than I can. Here I'm writing, it keeps changing. And I go, what did I say yesterday? What's today? It's just like, okay, well, I'll let it keep evolving. And then when I get to where I can, a place where I'm like, can I settle here for a minute so I can joke about it? Because if I keep growing, I keep changing my view, how am I ever, so I can just say that my view has changed. I can give a timeline of my view changing for my comedy. Last month I was sexual. This month I'm like, I want to be in love. And then next month forget my love life. I want more cats, or whatever. Or I want to be a I want to become a nun. Now I want to become a spiritual guru on a mountain. Like, what's going to happen? Like, who knows? I have no idea what I'm going to become through the art. And as a person, as you grow, I like growing, and I want to show people that if you grow, it's the most important thing. Like, to get inside yourself. If you can give yourself confidence, you can give it to yourself. Then nobody, you can validate you. Then who needs all this insecure, egoic bullshit when you can actually be? And it works. I'm telling you, I feel so much better. I want to tell people how much it works. That's what I want to do too in comedy. I'm like, hey, don't knock it. It fucking works.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
I, a depressed person, an atheist, depressed a-hole, could become this warmer. I was always nice, but kind, but also hurt. But now that I'm not hurt anymore, I'm healing my pain. I'm much nicer and softer to everyone. And so I can still be a soft comedian. I have fun with people. I joke around sexually because I like making people uncomfortable.
That's what I was thinking, was like, you had a certain, like, I guess you could call it shock humor. Like, sometimes you have this, you just say stuff and people are just love it. Then I think it was hilarious. You don't just say it just to be funny. You say it, but you say it in a more, like, it flows in your story that you're telling. You put it in the right places.
Expect it. They don't expect what humor is. They don't expect me to say that. Like, that's all humor is the element of surprise. It doesn't matter how you surprise people. Like, you can do it with shock, you can do it with wit, you can do it however you want. You can do it with facial expressions, you can do it with physical comedy. It just depends. If they're shocked by it, and they're enjoying it, laughter is laughter. If you're getting really roaring whole belly laughs, who cares how you get them? As long as you're carrying the room on and on and on.
Exactly.
And that's what they
want to hear more, right?
Yeah, they want to hear more. They don't want me to leave. They want to hear more. That's what's been happening. Like, stay. I gotta go. Like, I kind of like that. They want me to stay now. Like, and I don't even think I'm that great. I enjoy people, and I like the connection, I think. And I like bringing them in, because I like doing those small rooms where people can talk to me. I don't care. I know my act so well that if people talk to me, it's not going to mess me up. I can jump right back on my rhythm, because I know that I live and breathe my comedy. So I'm like, okay, and especially if I'm in them, or I can just improvise in the moment and carry it back to them. Or I just love doing that. I like that challenge. I don't want to stay. Comedians get nervous when they go off their act and people talk. You messed up my flow, my timing. I don't do that. I'm like, oh, you messed up my flow. Maybe we can make something more fun out of this then. Oh, let's take it over here then.
That's the way to be.
Fun to be like that. It's more fun.
You can't let it interrupt your flow. You're a mom, and we had a mom last week. We had a mom comic, and you're my second one in a row. And what are your kids? Do they ever give you any kind of material? Say, hey, mom, you should try this joke, or I'm assuming they haven't heard your material yet, right? Like,
they've heard a lot of it, actually. Believe it or not, actually, I test my jokes on them. They're older, they're teenagers, so 16 and 13. So I'll tell the sexual jokes to them, and they know that they laugh hysterically.
Hilarious.
And a lot of times I have a joke I don't do on stage, but I do it with my kids only. I think I did it for that show, the online show.
Okay.
I talked about my son, maybe a little, but I touched it a little. Where my son wanted to talk to me about porn, and he took a receipt, like a receipt that was from Marshalls or wherever went shopping, and he was looking at the receipt pretending it was a Pornhub receipt. He's like, "Ma, or porn something, Porn Shack," he said. And I know I don't have a porn receipt, right? But he's playing it off like, "Ma, I found your porn receipt."
Oh
I'm like,
no.
"Why?"
Oh
Is this how
no.
we're gonna do this? 'Cause I don't like porn. I can give him a whole. So then I start talking to him about porn, and he goes, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I wish I never would have talked to you." And I'm like, "What are you about? Oh, you gotta talk to me, a comedian, about porn. Oh, I'm gonna
Right.
rip you to shreds. Right? Let's have fun." Like,
Yeah, that's right.
I started saying inappropriate shit. Like, "Oh, which porns did I buy, Ryan? Was it Big Black Dick or Lick a Lot of Lessons?" And
I'm
he's like,
so
"Shut
glad
up."
my 3-year-old didn't walk in at this point to
Oh, no. Oh
have
my God.
me. No, he's not here. He's not here. He's not here.
Oh,
We,
thank God. And then he goes, "Well, Mom, why are you buying it from a store? You can go online and get it for free." I'm like, "Oh, really? Where online can I get this, Brian?" And he goes, shit. They go, "Do you look at porn?" And I start talking to him. And
Oh,
he's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like, I like doing that with them. And the thing with my kids is that my younger son, I just make
yeah.
him, I know how to make my kids laugh a lot. I know how to make them roar and roll and fall over, and I love it. So
Nice.
I will sit in the car. We'll make private jokes about neighbors or something. I'll never tell
Yeah,
my kids. But him and I are telling these jokes about neighbors. And he's just dying. He's like crying. He's like, "I hate you. I wish you weren't funny because I want to make fun of you for not being funny." I'm like,
yeah.
"I'm going to fail, but you're too good at this. I hate you because I'm gonna lose you to comedy. I'm gonna lose you to comedy." I'm like, "You already did." Like, no, he doesn't. No, they don't. Well, they do. I have to. The only thing that they ever had really competing for my attention was my comedy.
Right.
So I never really, if I had a dating someone or whatever, when I was dating before, my kids always came first.
Yeah.
And my comedy with anybody else. But if it comes to my comedy though, it kind of goes, it's hand in hand. Them and comedy are neck and neck. They're both very most important things to me.
Right.
And my own health, right? And safety. So it's all three of us and the cats, of course. But my family and then my, right? And then my health. So they're always competing because sometimes I'm writing all the time. They want my attention. I'm like, "No, I'm writing, I'm writing, I'm writing." I'll go in the bathroom and write and stuff. I'll be practicing in the mirror. I'm annoying because I'm always practicing my jokes all day. Did you do that? Walk around the house practicing? Or
Oh yeah.
I'm just
My
talking.
thing is the shower. I do if I'm for a show, especially like if there's parts that I really need to, I'll go take a shower and I'll just do it there.
And you do it in the shower? Do you talk to the soap dish or your shampoo bottle?
No, I don't use it. I'll just talk. Sometimes my kids or my wife or somebody will be upstairs and like they'll hear me talk in the shower and they'll just be like, "Oh, I think he's just trying jokes or something." They'll hear.
That's what they think, but you're really going crazy. No, but at least you have clean material because you have little kids. Like I don't think I never gave my kids my dirty material when they're little. But now that they're older, they know all about it. And I don't care. I mean, we talk about everything. My kids and I'm a single mom. For 13 years, I've been a single mom. So we talk about everything. We're very close. They're like, I'm showing up for them and I'm sitting with them. When I'm with my kids, I'm just with them.
Right.
I'm just with them watching. We're watching Breaking Bad right now. We're watching the series Breaking Bad. So we're having a good time. And I traveled a little bit. Like I told you, I traveled to New York. I went to my spiritual. I also went to Naples to see my aunt last week. So I've been doing a lot of traveling, and it's like they get mad, and I actually had to keep my son today later because he wanted to stay with me. Right. I'm like, "Oh, I like that they want to be with me. It's nice."
Right. Of course. They
do. They miss me. Like, well, where's because I'm like their friend and their mother. I'm not a friend. I guide them, but I'm always there for them.
Right.
No,
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, I love it. That's wonderful. That you're. I'm. It's great that you're open like that with your, the material and everything, and what you do, and your, and you have to be. You have to. Be.
Well, yeah, because it's part of my life, and I want them to be part of it.
Exactly. So now, how has this pandemic been? I know you've been doing Zoom shows. You've been, and of course, you're doing your podcasts. Another podcast, and you did a charity show recently. I thought it was the coolest thing.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I appreciate you doing it with me.
I would tell us about what. Tell everybody about that. You did something that was so nice for your friend.
Was that nice? I always do charity.
I thought it was really cool. I mean, you put on a whole show to raise funds, and it was for your friend, and I think that's amazing. I don't think a lot.
It put a dent in it. She's a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
She's in remission, thank God, still. But she's still got she's still been weakened by the chemo.
Yeah.
It affects her everything. Like her energy, she's thin still now. Her teeth are messed up because of the chemo there. So she's in a lot of pain. So I feel like it's sort of my. I really don't want to talk about that part. Okay, yes, I'm very generous and cool, whatever. But I'm really happy you did it with me because I was like, I know that I'm a hard comedian to do stuff for because I know I was thinking I made jokes. I want to tell you. I hope I didn't make you feel bad because I was like, you're a clean comedian and I'm dirty. And I was like, when I came back on stage.
It works. It's a balance. It's like
I
that
was
happens.
like, I felt bad. I'm like, I hope I didn't make you feel bad. That I was like telling, oh, he's clean. Now I
No. But
clean.
that's you. What are you gonna do? You're
shit all over this clean space with my trashy.
how many? I mean, like how many? I've done many of your shows, and that's how it is. Like and but you're good. You're good at what you do. Everybody's got their own style, and they do that. They always sometimes pair up. Like.
Oh, that's okay. That's not making sure you're fine with that.
Oh, yeah, I've done a show with I don't know if you know Ray Wisbrock.
Yeah, I love Ray.
Yeah. Oh, you know how dark his humor is.
I love it.
And then like I know many I know a couple of comics that do really dark humor, and I've done shows with the both of them, and it's always a hilarious thing when you have like so much variety. It's
I just mix it all up. Like I just do. In my act, though, in my own act, I do sexual violence, I do deep, I do kids, I do it all. It's not just all dirty, But the best people love the dirty stuff from me. I don't know. I think it's because I'm good at.
You do it very well. You don't just do dirty jokes. You actually wrap it up in a kind of a story, and it's amazing.
I package it up because I like to talk about my dildo. My new story about my dildo.
Educational too.
My new story about my toy is that I don't like it anymore and I want to get a vibrator. So that's going to be the new twist.
I love
it. You know what? I'm bored of this fucking substandard masturbation. I don't need that dragon, whatever that thing that's all that shit. I want that now because I'm getting older. I'm tired. I don't feel like, God, I can't get.
This episode is going to have an Emmy.
The other day, I was mad. I go, I'm masturbating. I tell people on the stage, like, I was masturbating the other day, and then my wrist got tired. I go, vibrators make sense, and I just really get tired of working it, and I think that this is my truth. Like, I did a bar show the other day, and they just died. They go, yes. One lady's like, yeah, I know what you mean. I said, where are our ladies at with the toys? Like, one lady's like, I'm married. I go, more better reason to get a toy. And this guy goes, I'm married. I buy toys for my wife. I'm like, yeah.
Hey, Danette, I'm gonna
end it on like, we all can relate to this sexual shit.
Right.
We all can, and it's something no shame in a woman talking about her sexuality.
Oh, there isn't at all.
No one cares about women's sexuality, but men like to hear about women's sexuality, but not for the reasons.
That's true. That's true.
And then women like to hear about it because they're like, you're freeing us because we can talk about our sexuality because it matters. And it's kind of nice. And I'll always talk about me hating and now I don't like my masturbation. So if I get a vibrator, I might like my masturbation life again.
Okay.
So my joke my love life is divine timing, abstinence, and substandard masturbation. Like this. I love it because that's what it really is, right?
Hey, Danette. Oh my God, I so want to hear more, but I'm gonna move into my.
Okay, sorry. So we're talking about.
No, it's okay. You're hilarious. This is why I love it. Like. This is you. Guys, if you want to go see Danette, this is it. She's already like busted into the style of stories and oh my God, it's hilarious. I want to get into this.
I want to tell people the truth. Like, this is what I do,
Exactly.
I'm going to get into before I got off on this thing. You were saying something. You're asking me another question.
I was saying I'm going to go to my the final thing that I do.
Okay.
It's called Ragu's Hot Sauce Seat. And Danette, I've never been more excited to do this because you're right for this. Like, I can't wait to hear your answers. Like, you're, I mean, like everybody had hilarious answers. I mean, people enjoyed it, but I can't wait to hear it. These are just random questions.
Okay.
Some were used in a job interview, like at Google or Amazon. They have really crazy interview questions sometimes, but some of them I don't know. But I want to hear your answer. So whatever you think of, you just say it.
I hope I can do this well. Okay.
You'll be fine. All right. Here, number one.
Okay.
All right. Name something you can do with a pencil other than write with it.
Throw it at your cats.
There you go. That cat is gonna love that.
Oh yeah, especially the sticks in their eye.
Unsharpened or sharpened? Like I don't know.
Unsharpened, of course.
Okay. That's cool. Number 2. If there was a movie about you, who would you want playing you?
Oh my God. Oh, I want Sharon Stone.
I can see that. Yes, I think that'd be great. Like she's a
great actress, and she could play my crazy right.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Number 3. You're at a store. Let's say it's like a CVS or a Walgreens or something. What items would you buy at the store to make the cashier really uncomfortable?
Oh, huh. Let's see. I guess maybe like, oh God, I don't want to be too gross and dark. So I'll go to like, well, probably just like, I'd probably buy lubricant, you know, and then like a toy. Okay. And then like, it'd be like, do you think I could use this with this? And I'm something, I don't know. See, I'm not.
You would ask the cashier, do you think I could use this with this?
Have you ever tried using this toy in your ass or something?
Well, then,
I can't think of anything.
I'm trying to picture the toys they have at Walgreens. It's like they're very like they have like cars and little cars.
Like one of those like hourglasses or something, you know?
Maybe, yeah. You know,
an hourglass. I'm gonna tell time in my vagina.
All those long candy cane things they have around Christmas and.
Oh yeah, I could have said that. What do you think?
No, that's okay. I just you made me go down a certain path here, and
I don't want to be too gross because it's like.
Here we go. What would your autobiography be called if you wrote one?
If I autobiography?
Yeah, what would it be called?
This bitch is crazy.
Yes, there you go. I'll pick that book up. Yeah. All right. All right, here we go. This one's very interesting. And you're on a boat or a raft, boat or a raft. You have with you is a nun, a baby, and an old man, but there's only room for 3 of you. So one of them's gonna go. Who are you pushing off the boat?
Nun, baby, or old man?
Yeah, you got to pick one.
I think the nun, because she could probably swim.
Okay.
She's not old, right? So she survived.
Those habits use as something, right?
Because I feel like she's probably going to be, she's not an old nun, right? She's just a regular lady. So she gets off the boat. Or maybe I can go off the boat. Could I be the one that can go off the boat?
It's hilarious. I've asked this to so many people. And you, some people did say that. Can I jump off? Can I save myself? But a lot of them are very concerned if when you push them off, will they make it to shore? I don't know what this is. Like a lot of nice people so far. Yeah. But there are some that have said like, oh, I'll push the old man off. I don't care. He's lived his life. And
oh my God,
I'll push the nun off because she's going to just talk religion to me all the way to the shore. But you're very nice. You want to save yourself. Is that it? You want to, you want to jump off?
If I could, I would have went off the boat because I'm an okay swimmer.
Well, what if I said nobody's going to make it to shore? You're like really far from shore.
Oh, nobody make it to shore?
Let's think about it that way. Huh?
I'd probably have to go because I know I'd probably make it. I'd find a way to make it to shore.
Oh, you'll find a way to make it. All right.
My back the whole time. God, take me to shore. Let those people be. I'd probably sacrifice myself. To be honest, I would. I couldn't throw somebody off a boat. I don't think I could do it. I'd have to get off the boat.
Okay, here you go. And this one, I'd be interested to know. What advice, like one piece of advice, would you give somebody that was thinking about doing stand-up comedy and wants to do it? What's the one piece of advice you can give them?
I would just say, do it a lot.
Okay.
Just get up there and do it a lot until you get comfortable. Because you have to do it a lot.
Yeah.
And then when they do it a lot, then they'll be able to determine if you like it or not. They think you're going to be able to do it. So doing it, you have to do it a lot. You have to show up. Right. Just show up, I'd say. Show up and do it because nobody can teach you. Just do it. You'll see, sink or swim, and you'll sink a lot in the beginning. So I'd say just do it a lot.
Okay. If there was a comic, dead or alive, that you would want to meet, who would that be?
Ooh, Lenny Bruce.
Perfect answer. Oh,
He's actually my true hero because I say Bill Hicks is my hero, but after listening to Lenny Bruce's autobiography, Lenny Bruce was just like, the reason I like him the most is because he gave his perspective without trying to persuade.
yeah.
He just was like, here's who I am, here's my perspective. He's a real artist. He changed his set every day, like I do. He changes it all the time. He improvs with the crowd. He talks about important things, and he doesn't give a shit about the restrictions. He won't play a room. Like me too. If like someone says you can't be yourself in a room, like I'll never play it again.
Right. That's true.
Because you can't grow if you're being restricted.
That's true. He paved the way for everybody who never wanted to talk about religion.
He went to jail. He never made a dime, and he stood his ground. He opened the door for us all he changed comedy from hacky crap to this like real, raw perspective comedy. I love it. I would sleep with him all day. And since I'm omnisexual, I'd be like, I'd sleep with you.
Here's my last question. What do you prefer, ragu or prego?
Ragu.
Ah, yay. I can count on you. That's great. That was my last question. I loved your answers. They were pretty cool.
Because I don't very cool. Well. I feel like I always get nervous when I'm asked questions like that because I'm like, sometimes I could be on. Sometimes I was like, I did okay, so thank God.
Is there anything you want to plug coming up? When are you doing your podcast next? And when are your next shows? What do you got coming up?
I'll plug a couple. Well, my podcast is every week, and you can check it out right now on Spotify or SoundCloud. It's called Danette Marks How You Get It.
Okay.
It's pretty and also I like to plug a show I'm doing on Monday. It's Story Luck. It's a storytelling show. I think it's gonna be like this, like an online show. It's gonna be Monday, March 22nd. I think it starts at like 6 or 7. I don't know. I think 7.
Okay.
So it's kind of like it's gonna be a bunch of people telling stories, and we're gonna like discuss them. And I want to get some storytelling advice and dig deeper into the storytelling pieces. So that's what I'm doing that. So those are the two things right now. And then after that, I'm just gonna start hitting the clubs again and auditioning.
Yeah. Things are starting to slowly open up. We're starting to get back out there. And you ever
how was your show? Before we go, how was your show? Your show at the you had a show at
CG's. It went really well. That's a great place. Glenn, the owner, he does a really good job with the social distancing and everything. So it was very safe, very good. My wife came out the first night. It's been a while since she was able to see me do comedy, so that was a lot of fun. Some of my friends came, I can't wait till we do another show live in person together. I think that'll be awesome. Can't wait for that. Danette, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it. You're absolutely wonderful.
I enjoy this. You're such a good host. You're a good interview and good host.
Thank you very much.
You're very good.
I appreciate it. So we'll see you around, Can't wait.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
All right. Bye. Thank you, Danette. Bye. That was Danette. Mark, you guys. Oh my gosh, she's absolutely hilarious. I love it. I love that she went into her stories, and she absolutely is hilarious. And I can't wait till we can all get back out there, watch shows. So definitely go see her. Then tomorrow my guest is Aaron Patrick. I've got today and last week we had a mom. Tomorrow we got a dad. He's a dad. He does comedy. His name is Aaron Patrick out of the East Coast. So that's tomorrow. This has been Talking Funny. My name is Raghu Adibatla. You guys have a great night. Bye-bye. And happy St. Patrick's Day. Go out there. Or no, don't go out there. Just drink at home. All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.